Landless Peasant. Vote for Derek Jackson. Vote Land is Power, because you don't have any. This is an election communication on behalf of the Landless Peasant Party. Vote for Derek Jackson, because land is power, and you don't have any. We are landless peasants in our own nation, our own country, our own land. The Tory Party are a nasty party, the party of wealth, privilege. They represent your owners. The Liberal Party are the embarrassed middle class, gutless fence sitters. The Labour Party are traitors to their class. Their very name means work. They want you to work. Work for your owners. Pay taxes like beasts of burden. Labour. Labour. We are the landless peasants of this nation. We might as well be their pets. Land is power.
Hello, landless peasants. Yes, landless peasants. Vote landless peasant in the election. Vote land is power, because you don't have any. No land, no power. This country is owned by 6,000 people, a few wealthy families, most of whom sit in the House of Lords, the unelected landlords of this country. And we are their cattle, their livestock, their economic units, forced to work, pay tax, and die while they laugh in our face. They're laughing at us from the House of Lords, from their big estates, while we slave on their behalf. Vote land is power, because if you haven't got any, you haven't got any.
What's the difference between a left-wing racist and a right-wing racist?
Got me on that one.
What's the difference between a left-wing nationalist and a right-wing nationalist?
Left-wing nationalist is probably a civic nationalist like the SNP are.
Oh, what does that mean?
It means it's not about race, it's about who you are, where you're going. It doesn't matter where you come from.
So why the Scottish National Party then?
Because it's Scotland that we want to see as the national identity, that's the civic identity we want to achieve.
So if people come here and they're not Scottish, how do you feel about that?
That's absolutely fine. We've got plenty of them in the branch, plenty of active members. We've got candidates who are from England and other parts of the world.
Why do you need the label Scottish then?
Because
what's inherently Scottish about what you're going to do?
Well, you'll notice when you go into the thing with all the other parties have got Scottish stuck onto their
I would ask them the same question as well. What is inherently Scottish about what you're doing?
Well, we're trying to make Scotland independent. That's the answer. You've got to you've got to define where your boundaries are.
Okay.
Unless you're going to go for a world.
Can you name a single nation which was not created by force or isn't held together as a nation by force?
No.
No.
Probably
so
not.
Nations are basically forceful tax franchises,
right,
aren't they?
So if you're not supporting what we're looking to do, then you're supporting the alternative, which is the British state, which is one of the most forcefully abusive states there's ever been.
It certainly is.
It
certainly is.
You know? So
I would agree with that.
So it's not a case of, well, if you don't believe in the state, that's fine. I think that's a perfectly fair argument that you're having there. Maybe you want to be European, maybe you want to be a citizen of the world, that's fine. But you can't say, you won't support the SNP for that reason. You need to support any of the parties for that reason, because they're either Scottish.
Indeed, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm going in there to spoil my ballot. Because not only do I disagree, I'm trying to watch out for my ballot. Well, you'll just have to look at them to find out. I think you will.
In 2 centuries to win 4 terms. And if you remember back in 1992, lots and lots of people said we were never going to win again. We won in 97 with the landslide, another one in 2001 and again in 2005. So Labour has got a lot to be proud of. And I think actually it's interesting. I think if one of the lessons of this election already is that Britain is a progressive country. It doesn't really want.
Let me just interrupt you. We're looking at pictures of Gordon Brown, He's at his Kirkcaldy constituency now, shaking hands with various people. That is one seat that I think we can be pretty sure will stay Labour tonight when we get the results.
Certainly hope so.
If Mr. Cameron does form a minority government or an overall majority government,
I, Ronnie Hines, returning officer, give notice that the total number of votes cast for each candidate in the election was as follows. Peter Adams, UK Independence Party, 760. Susan Archibald, Independent, 184. Gordon Brown, Scottish Labour Party, 29,559. Douglas Chapman, Scottish National Party, 6,550. Derek Jackson, Land is Power, 57. McLaren of McLaren, Independent, 165. John Mainland, Scottish Liberal Democrats, 4,269. Lindsay Patterson, Scottish Conservative and Unionist, 4,258. I declare Gordon Brown elected to serve in Parliament as a member for the Kirkcaldy and Cowdenbeath constituency.
Well, I hope we'll be able to hear from Gordon Brown. Yes, it's got most of the speech coming up to the host seat, so if the vote goes up, I know we'll thank my fellow candidates for the dignified manner in which they have fought this campaign. And can I thank this great college, of which I'm proud to be and remain the Chancellor, and which is now a central focus of our whole community life. I want to thank the staff for what they have done to give us a great welcome. And let me tonight thank the returning officer and the staff who have administered this camp with such speed and courtesy and care, ensuring that everyone who has met the rules has had the chance to vote, as I hope and believe is the right of citizens everywhere throughout our country. Let me say to the people of this great constituency, thank you very much.
I'd like to thank my fellow landless peasants and all the landless peasants who voted Land is Power for joining me on the road to revolution. A few wealthy people own this country. That's not news to any of you. Everybody knows that's true. We all know the figures. 10% of the people with 90% of the wealth. 6,000 people own 70% of this country. That's half of 1%. Isn't that a little too exclusive for anybody else? The one thing humans need to live on and from more than anything else, land. And if you don't have any, you have no power, and you are the livestock of the people who own it. We might as well be the pets of a few wealthy people in this country. We'll be back, because land is power, and if you haven't got any, you haven't got any. Landless peasants,